In this video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about one of the M-Lok rail products by Magpul. That is the offset light optic mount in aluminum. And we're also going to install it on a Magpul SL carbine handguard as well. This particular offset mount runs about $35 on the market, depending upon who you get it from. Aluminum. A lot of these M-Lok rails from Magpul you can get in polymer or aluminum. I prefer the aluminum ones myself, but again, with the polymer that Magpul uses, I've never had any problems. So I'll read a little bit about it first, and then we'll open this up and take a look at it. The M-Lok offset light optic mount provides the user with an ambidextrous platform to mount weapons lights or optics on both the 11 and 1 o'clock positions on M-Lok compatible handguards and forends. Machined from mil-spec anodized aluminum, this mounting solution features beveled ends and corners to reduce snagging and sharp edges. The offset light optic mount allows for the direct attachment of the Surefire M300-600 series of scout lights or other mil-standard 1913 Picatinny light and optic mounts. The optional Magpul light mount V-block and rings can also be used to attach handheld lights with a diameter from 0.75 to 1.03 inches. All hardware necessary for attachment directly to M-Lok slots on either aluminum or polymer handguards and forends is included. So that's what Magpul has on their site. The packaging material, again, this is typical Magpul packaging, retail packaging, made in the USA. Well, I won't spend any time on that. I've actually already opened this a little bit so I could take a look at it. So, on the inside, again, this is typical for Magpul. The cardboard folds out, and there's instructions on how to mount this and how to attach lights and so on. So you get plenty of instructions there, and you also get a supplementary installation sheet here about M-Lok accessories and attachment and so on. So they're definitely not they're definitely not dropping the ball when it comes to installation instructions for their product. Let's reposition this so we can see it a little bit better. Okay. So you can see that this is a offset mount. So basically, when you mount this on the side of your rail, you're going to get an offset position for your flashlight. Like most all of the Magpul products that I've seen myself, the craftsmanship, the fit and the finish is exceptionally well done. I don't see any flaws in the finish. It's a very well crafted piece. It also includes a bag with the M-Lok screws in it, so we'll take these out. Okay, so we have two of the backing nuts, and there are 4 screws. There are 2 long ones, which are right there, and 2 short ones. since the information on Magpul's website specifically stated that they include hardware for both aluminum as well as polymer handguards, I'm going to assume that these longer screws are probably for the larger aluminum handguards, and these shorter ones are for the polymer. Again, good quality screws from what I can see. There is a liberal amount of thread locker on each screw, so once these get screwed into the nuts, they're not going to back out on you. So far, I'm definitely impressed. I mean, for such a small little mount, $35 is on the high end of things, price-wise, but you are getting M-Lok and you are getting high-quality components, very good finish. And of course, you can probably eventually get these on sale, so you might be able to save some money at some point. So let's see what we can do about installing this onto a handguard and see what it looks like. Okay, I was wrong with the long screws. The long screws are too long to fit the Magpul SL handguard without hitting the heat shield. So I went back off camera instead of wasting all your time and put the short screws on. The short screws are almost too short. I had to tighten these down pretty far to get the threads through the bolt to get the Loctite engaging, and they're almost too tight here. But you know, if I had to make a suggestion, I'd say that these short screws need to be maybe a 1/16 of an inch longer, so I have more threads going through here. But I do believe that this will work, and I'm sure Magpul has thoroughly tested these short ones with this particular handguard. And actually, they are too tight. Looks like I need to back them off just a little bit. When you're attaching these nuts, you want these nuts to be very tight on these bolts, because when we insert this into the handguard, we're going to turn the bolt, which turns the nut like so and locks it into place. That's the whole purpose behind the M-Lok. And if the bolt isn't tight in these nuts, then the bolt will just tighten down on the nuts, and the nut's not going to turn correctly. So that's why I'm commenting that there should be a little bit more thread on here, because I just had to loosen these up a little bit, and there's not a lot of threads going into these bolts. But it is on there, and it's on there tight. So that's what the offset mount looks like on this handguard. I did not see these available in colors. Obviously, this is a flat dark earth handguard. It would be nice if they were available in colors to match the different colors of handguards. So that's the installation of the offset mount. Let me reposition the camera and we'll take another look at this. Okay, I had to grab something to set this upper, so it'll stay vertical with the AFG on it. It doesn't want to stand up like this. So I have my my in-force weapon-mounted light here. I'm just going to test fit this, and we'll see. See how well it fits. Does fit fine. If you're gripping something like this, obviously maybe this is not the most appropriate position to mount your light, depending upon how you grip this. Plus the light button's a little bit here back out of the way. Not a whole lot you can do on such a short upper receiver here. I know Magpul makes a cantilever mount that attaches right here and extends out in this direction, which might be a little bit more appropriate for this light. But for the purposes of this review, I'm more or less just showing you the M-Lok offset rail mount and how it mounts onto the M-Lok handguard. Fit and finish of this is impressive, and I don't think I have anything negative to say except for these screws. These short ones should be just a smidgen longer. That would be helpful if they were. They could be longer and still not interfere with the aluminum heat shield. So I'm going to wrap this video review up of the M-Lok offset light optic mount aluminum by Magpul.